I would like us to apologize period. So I'm requesting that the Finance Committee or the Senate at large seriously consider whether there is an alternative way in which SIGA can pass without having to go through what we've gone through recently. Mr. Speaker, I would then want to speak to the fourth schedule. The fourth schedule is about the development partners funds that are being on additional allocations. Mr. Speaker, out of 14 funds, only 2 are grants. 12 of those funds are loans. And I think we owe it to the Kenyan people to give the monetary loss that has been occasioned by the 8 months delay in operationalizing these loans. And I am suggesting that the Finance Committee get a report from the Parliamentary Budget Office, an assessment of how much has been lost in terms of public funds when we consider the fines and the commissions we have to pay, because as soon as we signed those grants, as soon as we signed the loans, the charging has already commenced. It is important that the people of Kenya get to know. It is also important that the National Assembly gets to appreciate how much we are losing as a result of these ego trips. So it will be good to know in terms of the penalties that we are being charged. It would also be good to know the value loss that we have had because of the delays in implementing the projects that ought to have started. If we don't bring this on, if we don't actually put a value on what we are losing, then they don't appreciate. They imagine it is just a matter of showing who is, it's an ego trip about who is or who has the powers between the two houses. And it will be good in future for us to be able to tell the Kenyans that we are losing this much because National Assembly does not want to implement devolution. Mr. Speaker, I'm requesting that that figure be given to us on how much we have lost on the 12 loans in terms of the commissions that we are being charged and the commissions that we are being charged and the cost of not implementing these programs. Mr. Speaker, when it comes to the schedule on the court fines, I totally support the committee that even though they have passed it, we need to find a more transparent formula in which we can determine how much of these court fines are coming in and how much each county has to get. When you look at that schedule, it's very few counties that are receiving any monies out of the court fines. I have no clue why it is only those counties. It will be good to know how much we are getting out of this and how much in terms of apportionment will be going to all the other counties as well. So as I finalize, my plea is that as a Senate, let us ensure we don't have a repeat of what has happened, and that might mean that we think out of the box in terms of how we want to pass the SIGA bill, and if it means there is a big conversation around within the summit and among the two or between the two houses, we need to truly find a solution so that National Assembly appreciates that funds that have been negotiated in loan agreements, grant agreements, funds that have been put in budgets courtesy of the national government development agenda are not held back merely because we want a particular fund to pass. I think it's the most shameful thing that they use the RLMF to actually blackmail the country on very, very important funds and to delay the implementation for 8 months. Mr. Speaker, I support this bill, but request that the issues I've raised, which are important issues, be looked into by the committee so that we do not have a repeat of this in the coming financial year. Thank you.
Senator Agnes Kavindu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to first of all congratulate the Committee of Finance and Budget, Senate. And Mr. Speaker, I want to say and to echo the words of those who have gone before me, this bill is overdue and counties are suffering. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that I will support the bill even as Machakos is losing on, like the first schedule, Machakos last year had 445,350,996, and this year now they've been allocated 247,159,451, losing 48,967,916. And Mr. Speaker, this one, I can say it's because CHPs were not there before, and now the CHPs have been allocated in Machakos 83,250,000, which is okay. And as we delay and not passing this bill, the CHVs are suffering. Also, the doctors are on the streets demonstrating every day because of lack of payments and their promotions. And so, Mr. Speaker, we should pass this bill as soon as possible, because on the doctors and the CHPs, at least across the country, they have 50.5 billion, which is not very good, but which is okay for the time being, so that they can continue living just like any other person. On the second schedule, Mr. Speaker, I would say that Machakos is gaining, because last year, 2023-2024, Machakos was not allocated any money on roads maintenance, and this year we have been allocated 314,887,445, which is okay. And Mr. Speaker, on unconditional and additional allocations, county government from the court fines, Machakos last year had 14,036,324. This year we've gained with 1,617,000,000, which brings it to a total of 16. And so, Mr. Speaker, when we go to the fourth schedule, Machakos again we have lost with 144,496,490 because last year we had 497,315,830 Kenya shillings, and this year we are getting 352. Mr. Speaker, I think we should pass it as it is as we continue following up with the rest of it. Mr. Speaker, when we continue delaying, because this money has already been dispatched from the partners' accounts, Mr. Speaker, we continue losing on interest, and we continue paying on interest when the counties are not working with this money. So, Mr. Speaker, I would say that we pass it as it is, as we continue fighting for increment of it. And we should also warn county assemblies not to interfere so much on the the National Assembly not to interfere so much on the allocations of the county governments, because we are on the ground and we know what is happening on the ground. Mr. Speaker, like when you go to Machakos and go and see the roads that belongs to county government of Machakos, they are in pathetic situations, Mr. Speaker, and that is why the governors are saying that they should be given this money so that they can work on the roads. And when the National Assembly, the MPs are working on their roads, the county governments should also be working on their roads. Mr. Speaker, I support. Thank you.
Senator Kenywa Nderitu.
Asante sana Bwana Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii. Kwanza mwanzo nataka kuunga mkono mswada huu, na vile vile Bwana Spika nataka kupongeza kamati ya fedha ya Seneti ambayo inaongozwa na Senator Roba kwa kazi nzuri ambayo wamefanya. Bwana Spika, moja kwa moja Bwana Spika, nikiingia katika ratiba ya kwanza, Bwana Spika, ukiangalia katika jedwali Bwana Spika, naona ya kwamba vile ambavyo, na kwa sababu jukumu yetu kubwa Bwana Spika kama Seneti hii, jukumu letu kubwa kulingana na kipengee 96 ni ugavi wa hela ambazo zinaenda katika gatuzi zetu, na vile vile Bwana Spika kutetea na kulinda gatuzi zetu. Bwana Spika, nakumbuka ya kwamba kiranja wa wengi Senator Boni Halwali amesema ya kwamba sisi ni maadui wa gatuzi, lakini Bwana Spika nataka kumkosoa niseme sisi si maadui, lakini sisi tunatetea gatuzi zetu Bwana Spika, na vile vile Bwana Spika tunazilinda kutokana na wale ambao wangependa, ambao ni maadui wa gatuzi. Bwana Spika, kuanzia mwanzo nataka kusema ya kwamba napongeza vile ambavyo wauguzi wa pale nyanjani Bwana Spika wamepewa hela, hasa Bwana Spika nikiangalia kwetu Laikipia Bwana Spika naona wamepatiwa milioni 25 Bwana Spika, kwa sababu hao ndio wanafanya kazi nzuri Bwana Spika. Ukitembea nchi kama Cuba Bwana Spika utaona ya kwamba hawa wahudumu wa nyanjani ndio wanahusika pakubwa, kwa sababu wao ndio wako na wananchi pale mashinani Bwana Spika. Mgonjwa awe na ugonjwa wa saratani, awe na ugonjwa wa moyo na magonjwa yale mengine Bwana Spika ambayo yanaathiri watu wetu, wale ndio wako pale na wanaangalia wagonjwa wetu pale Bwana Spika. Kwa wao kutokuwa hawajalipo Bwana Spika inaleta kero katika nchi yetu ya Kenya Bwana Spika, na ndiposa wakati huu nataka kushukuru kamati kwa sababu tayari wameweka shilingi milioni 25 ambazo zitakwenda kwa wauguzi wetu wa nyanjani pale Laikipia Bwana Spika. Vile vile Bwana Spika ukiangalia katika jedwali pale nataka sana kujadili mambo ya Laikipia Bwana Spika, kwa sababu kila seneta yuko hapa anaweza akaguzia kaunti yake Bwana Spika. Ukiangalia tena katika kulipa madeni ya wale maafisa wa afya pale gatuzi zetu, naona ya kwamba Laikipia tumepewa milioni 40 Bwana Spika. Hii itasaidia kwa sababu Bwana Spika wewe hivi juzi ulikuwa umeenda hapa kuchukua dua ambalo lilikuwa imeletwa na hawa madaktari, kwa sababu kila wakati ni maandamano, kwa sababu hawajapewa pesa yao. Bwana Spika, hawa wauguzi ndio tunategemea kila wakati, kwa sababu Bwana Spika, unaweza kukosa barabara Bwana Spika, unaweza kukosa hata elimu, lakini Bwana Spika, ukiwa mgonjwa unaweza ukafa. Kwa hivyo ni vizuri sana hizi hela zimewekwa ndio waweze kuwa wamehudumiwa, kwa sababu Bwana Spika, wamekuwa kila wakati na shida. Bwana Spika, ninataka kuangazia hizi sehemu ambazo zimetengwa ama KAIP ambazo zimetengwa kuongeza dhamana za bidhaa zetu Bwana Spika. Sijui kamati hii ilitumia ujuzi upi ama ni walitumia kiwango kipi kuchagua ni gatuzi zipi Bwana Spika ambazo watapatia hizi hela. Nakumbuka sisi kwetu Laikipia pale Rumuruti Bwana Spika, aliyekuwa waziri wa viwanda na biashara Mheshimiwa Moses Kuria alikuja pale na tukafungua hiyo sehemu na tukapiana zaidi ya eka 300 kwa kufanya hii shughuli. Bwana Spika, kulikuwa na sherehe kubwa, tulikuwa na mbwembwe Bwana Spika, na sisi tukajitolea na tukaweka ile sehemu na tukasema ya kwamba hii ndio sehemu itakayotumika kwa sababu tuna shamba kubwa. Kwa hivyo tukangoja kwa hamu na gamu, kwa sababu serikali kuu ilisema itapeana shilingi milioni 250 kwa kila gatuzi Bwana Spika. Lakini nikiangalia hapa Bwana Spika, naona ndio kuna gatuzi 19 ambazo zimepewa. Nakumbuka kiranja walio wengi Boni Halwale amesema ya kwamba ndio tuwe na subra, kwa sababu hata kaunti yake haijapewa zile hela. Tuwe na subra tuweze kuangalia, pengine wakati ule mwingine na sisi tutakuwa tumeangaliwa. Lakini Bwana Spika, shida moja na hata maswali ambayo tunapaswa kujiuliza, sehemu hizi ambazo zimetengwa tayari tumejua ni bidhaa zipi ambazo tutakuwa tukiongeza dhamana, kwa sababu tunaweza tukatengeneza hata serikali ikaleta pesa pale, lakini ibaki kuwa mahame Bwana Spika, kwa sababu tumeona mambo mengi yakitendeka, hata nyumba nyingi zinatengenezwa, vitu vingi vinafanywa, lakini inabaki kuwa mahame Bwana Spika. Kwa hivyo tuangazie kama seneta, pesa tukigawa ziende katika gatuzi yetu, zile sehemu kuwa zikitumika vizuri Bwana Spika. Tusitengeneze ya kwamba tumetengeza zile sehemu ya kuongeza dhamana katika bidhaa zetu na hatuna chochote ambacho tunaongeza dhamana. Kama kwetu Laikipia tuna nyanya, tuna mifugo, na tuchague ni kipi ambacho tutakuwa tukiongeza dhamana. Ukienda Usingishu nao wakue ni kipi wanaongeza dhamana, ndio tusifanye jambo moja sisi wote tukue kuna jambo tunafanya. Ni kukue kila gatuzi Bwana Spika ikue imechagua ni nini ambacho wataongeza dhamana. Ukienda Narok upate ni ng'ombe, kama ni maziwa Bwana Spika tunashabikia Narok kwa kufanya ile kazi. Ukienda Nyamira Bwana Spika ni mandizi Bwana Spika, wao tunashabikia hiyo. Lakini Bwana Spika isiwe ati ukienda Narok ni maziwa, ukienda Kisii ni maziwa, ukienda Nyamira ni maziwa, itakuwa ni kazi bure Bwana Spika. Kwa hivyo ni mpaka tujipange, tujue ni lipi tunakacholifanya wapi Bwana Spika. Bwana Spika, kuna huu mfuko wa ushuru wa kutengeneza barabara Bwana Spika. Kwa lugha ya Kiingereza wanasema RMLF Bwana Spika. Bwana Spika, mimi naunga mkono kabisa, kwa sababu hakuna barabara zimesemekana vizuri. Hizi ni barabara za gatuzi na hizi ni barabara za serikali kuu. Ni Bwana Spika, hata gatuzi zetu zinahitaji zile pesa Bwana Spika. Ni hivi juzi tu waziri wa barabara alikuja na kutuambia kwamba tayari shilingi 7 zitatumika kulipa madeni ya serikali kuu. Lakini hata gatuzi zetu zina madeni, na sisi wa Kenya ndio tumetoa zile shilingi 7 kwa mafuta wakati tunanunua. Kwa hivyo hizi pesa zinapaswa kugawa mpaka kwa kaunti Bwana Spika. Na Bwana Spika, nikiangalia katika ratiba ya pili Bwana Spika, Laikipia kulingana na ugavi wa fedha hizi za RMLF Bwana Spika, Laikipia tungepewa milioni 235 Bwana Spika. Bwana Spika, hili jambo kupelekwa kotini, naomba tu koti zetu zifanye kwa haraka ndio tuweze kupata. Sisi Laikipia hatutaondoka Bwana Spika. Mimi nitasimama kidete, nitasimama wima, kwa sababu barabara zetu za Laikipia ziko hali mbaya Bwana Spika. Na kusema ya kwamba ati National Assembly, Bwana Spika, ama jumba la kitaifa litaleta mvurugu huu ndio sisi watu kaunti zetu zisiweze kupata hela hizi, Bwana Spika, tutapinga leo, kesho kutwa mtondo na mtondogo tuweze kupata pesa zinazoenda katika kaunti zetu, Bwana Spika. Na sisi Laikipia hizi milioni 235 tusiambia kwamba, Bwana Spika, sijui governor atatumia vibaya, sijui atatumia namna gani. Kuna sheria zitafuatwa. Akitumia pesa vibaya, kuna kamati ambayo inaongozwa na Kajwang hapa, na kuna kamati nyingine ambayo inaongozwa na Otosi, na wanaangalia haya mambo kwa kindani, Bwana Spika. Na vile vile, Bwana Spika, tuna MCA wetu ambao wanafanya kazi ya oversight ya kwanza kuangalia. Kwa hivyo kusiletwe vijisababu vyovyote, Bwana Spika, kusema ya kwamba pesa hazitapelekwa katika county kwa sababu fulani ama fulani ataiba. Bwana Spika, nani alisema hata wabunge wa kitaifa wao ni malaika, Bwana Spika? Hata wao si malaika, Bwana Spika. Kwa hivyo sisi tunataka hizi hela ziende katika gatuzi zetu, Bwana Spika. Bwana Spika, nikimalizia, kuna hizi nikiangalia, Bwana Spika, naona katika ratiba ya kwanza, Bwana Spika, ninaona ya kwamba kuna yale makao makuu ya gatuzi zetu ambayo yamepewa pesa ndio yaweze kumalizika, Bwana Spika. Lakini kunasemekana ni 5, Bwana Spika, lakini nikiangalia naona 8 kwa sababu naona Isiolo, Bwana Spika, naona Lamu, Bwana Spika, vile vile naona Tana River na Tharaka Nithi, Bwana Spika. Sijui ya 5 ni ipi kwa sababu haiko hapa. Kwa hivyo lakini hela zake hazijaorodheshwa hapa, Bwana Spika. Kwa hivyo ni mpaka tuwe na marekebisho ndio tuweze kuongeza pesa ya Nyandarua, kwa sababu Nyandarua wanahitaji makao makuu. Bwana Spika, kila wakati napitia pale Olkalao nikienda kwetu Laikipia, naona lile jumba liko pale, na wasipopewa pesa litakuwa mahame, Bwana Spika. Kwa hivyo ni vizuri hili jambo liangaliwe. Bwana Spika, nachukua fursa hii kusema asanti na naunga mkono mswada huu.
Commissioner Mugen.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me an opportunity. I want to begin, Mr. Speaker, by thanking the Committee of Finance that has put a lot of effort behind this bill. But, Mr. Speaker, yesterday we were having a session with the governor of Nyamira, looking at how money is being spent in our county government of Nyamira. The Speaker, we can put a lot of effort as senators, send a lot of money to our counties, but unless, Mr. Speaker, this money is used for the intended purposes, it will never be impactful on the citizens of our respective counties. I'm happy, Mr. Speaker, that the county of Nyamira is going to get additional money that is supposed to assist the governor to solve some of the challenges he's facing. I'm happy, Mr. Speaker, that for my community health promoters, the guys who are in the first line of defense in ensuring that we are assisting our people in accessing health care, are going to get an allocation of 44,370,000. How sad is it, honorable senators, that in my county, the last time community health promoters received a coin from our county government was in October 2023. They have been working for more than a year without getting any coin from the county government of Nyamira. I hope and I pray to Almighty God that the governor will not be tempted to divert this money. This money should go to our CHPs. They should be paid in appreciation. In fact, Mr. Speaker, if I was a governor, I'll try to motivate the community health promoters so that they even grow to become specialists in their field. What is wrong in training these people in nutrition? Take them, those who have interest, they should join our health training colleges, so that they grow and become nurses. But when you demotivate them, allow them to work for 2 years, you don't pay them. We are not motivating these kind of people. I had Senator Kinyua speak about the value chain addition. I can see, Mr. Speaker, that my county is receiving a total of 168,123,322 to support value chain for farmers. But I'm posing this question, Mr. Speaker. If we went to the county of Nyamira today, are we going to find farmers who have been trained on any value chain? Senator Kinyua, if we come to your county today, we have been sending money to your governor. Will we find a group of farmers who will tell us that yes, World Bank supported us, now we are value chain? If you come to Nyamira, I'm sure you will not get anything. It's unfortunate, honorable senators, that this money ends up in the pockets of governors. Because value chain means you must address post-harvest activities. Maybe if it's bananas, you should tell us that the Kisii farmers have now been trained. After they harvest their bananas, they have started producing banana crisps, for example. Are you going to get that in Nyamira, Mr. Speaker? I'm sure you will not find anything close to any value addition on my farmers. I'm sure 100%. But how much money is going to Nyamira? 168,123,000. Have we even trained farmers on marketing? I don't know about Meru. Maybe Kawera may have trained farmers before she left. I don't know. But I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, in many counties, Mr. Speaker, this money ends up in the pockets of governors. Yesterday, we were treated to a comedy, Mr. Speaker. Our governor said it took time to submit documents to the auditors because he wanted to rearrange photos that he took training farmers, photos he took doing public participation activities. But Mr. Speaker, when you look at those photos, it's like he took Seventh-day Adventists attending a church under trees, and he says this is public participation. And then he hides the images of the participants because he doesn't have to see there is a pastor somewhere. Mr. Speaker, when we give money to counties, let's follow with oversight. And I want to invite the Kajuang committee to come to Nyamira and we visit these farmers groups. You're a member? Yeah, I'll accompany them. You're inviting yourself. And I'm even inviting Senator for Narok. Let's go down to the counties, Mr. Speaker. I want to go to Nyamira and see this 168 million, Mr. Speaker. Which group of farmers benefited? And their names. Let me know the Mogaka. Let me know whether there is Onyancha, Nyaboke, Maria, Mageto. Who are these farmers who have benefited from this money, Mr. Speaker? If you look at Kenya Informal Settlement Project, we are sending another 151,515,000. Do you know what this money is meant for, Mr. Speaker? This money is supposed to reduce poverty in our counties. This money is supposed to reduce poverty in our counties. When I go to Nyamira, I should see maybe some youths who have been trained to improve their skills. I should be able to see youths who have been given money by our governors to start some business, Mr. Speaker, because this is money that is coming from donors and we will pay for it. It's not free money. But unfortunately, when this money reaches our counties, they call accounting officers and say, imekuja, nataka yangu ile nyumba yangu sijamaliza, 20 million. We must do something as governors, as senators, Mr. Speaker, to put the governors to account for every coin that we send. We have come from vacation, Mr. Speaker, because we want our people down at the grassroots to get this money so that it improves and changes their lives. But not to send money so that governors can build big mansionettes. That's not the purpose, Mr. Speaker. For donor money, somebody somewhere has sacrificed to ensure that we get this money, Mr. Speaker. I plead with the senators to take advantage of our oversight committees. Invite these committees to your counties. Let the governor give you a list of the people who have benefited. I want to see from Nyamira the youth groups that have become beneficiaries from the hundreds of millions that is going to Nyamira. That's what it means to oversight our counties, Mr. Speaker, so that the money goes down to the villages, so that devolution can speak. Mr. Speaker, I've seen we have been allocated 105 million for industrial park. How I wish, Mr. Speaker, my governor can pick my call. I take him to Kitui to benchmark and see what the governor of Kitui is doing. Mr. Speaker, I want you to accompany me to Nyamira. You see what is happening at a place called Isironga, where the governor is doing an industrial park. All that he did is to put a fence round, did some groundbreaking, and that was it. But money has already been sent and spent at our county in Nyamira, Mr. Speaker. I know, Mr. Speaker, that the intention behind the aggregate industrial parks was very good. We want to create opportunities for business, for our people. But again, the same question, Mr. Speaker. Unless our governors understand the vision of President William Ruto, they will provide the weakest link in him achieving his vision, Mr. Speaker. So again, I appeal to Governor Nyaribo. When this money hits your account, it's not your personal money. When this money hits your account, we want to see activities in Isironga. We want to see construction going on. We want to see a building go up, Mr. Speaker. 105 million is not just some little change, Mr. Speaker. This money that can do work that can be seen. And that's what we really need to see. Finally, Mr. Speaker, this money on RMLF, how I wish we could ring fence this money. How I wish we could ring fence this money to do tarmac roads in our counties. Because if we are giving this money to our counties to go and do Maram roads, you are just giving the money to it. Senator Sigei, in Bomet, you send this money to your governor. You will see tomorrow you'll be wearing a suit worth 200,000 from the money you have sent him. Because tarmac, they will tarmac a road that has already been tarmacked by the member of parliament. So if we need to transform our counties, let us ring fence, condition this money. If it goes to, even if you do 2 kilometers, it's okay. Let us do even 5 kilometers in a financial year. In 5 years, we would have done 25. That will be transformative, Mr. Speaker. So I thank the chair for the good work done, but the job is also cut out for us as senators. In our oversight role, we must follow this money down to the grassroots and ensure that we get a detailed report on how it is being spent, who is the recipient, who is the beneficiary, all the community groups that have received the money. Let us have a schedule from each constituency so that governors will know that the senators of the Republic of Kenya are watching. I support, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Wakiri Ilali.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to equally add my voice to this very important bill. Mr. Speaker, it's important because this House has been recalled from recess to come and deal with this critical bill because it is one which sorts out what my colleague, Senator Okongo Mogene has said, monies that will go to the counties, and how I wish the monies which will be at the end of this bill, once it's voted for and passed, that money is utilized for the intended purposes. Mr. Speaker, it is a very crucial bill because besides us asking for the monies to be released to the counties in good time, we are equally called upon as the Senate to follow it through to make sure that that money, once it's already released, is put into good use. I want to appreciate and commend the committee that has burned the midnight oil to make sure that this report gets here, the bill is availed before the House for debate and finally approval and voting. But again, the biggest and the greatest challenge is the fact that we have had to be recalled from recess because of the delays which has been occasioned by the sibling rivalry between this particular House and the National Assembly. Mr. Speaker, nonetheless, we are here and the committee has done a commendable job, and I wish to just make a few comments, particularly with regard to the fact that we are dealing with this bill because we want our respective counties to get additional allocation. And it is reflected, Mr. Speaker, in fact, from the objectives of the bill, that this bill seeks to allocate supplementary or rather additional resources to our various county governments and define respective responsibilities, particularly with the respective county governments on the allocated resources. Mr. Speaker, we wish that once these resources are released to the county governments, we expect some level of efficiency and effectiveness in the utilization of the resources. The most unfortunate thing, Mr. Speaker, is that as we fight for additional allocations to our respective county governments, the monies, once they get there, are misappropriated in very many ways. Time and again have we had our governors appearing before the various committees, and the experiences that we get, the experiences that we see from not only their presentation, but even the documentations that come from their offices, together with the documentations that the committees in this House are utilizing, courtesy of the Office of the Auditor General, are so wanting and with glaring misappropriation and corruption. And Mr. Speaker, how I wish that even as we push for these resources, we do not send the resources and, as we have always said, have the devolved corruption use the money for otherwise unintended purposes. Mr. Speaker, this particular bill, and I want to speak to the specific provisions of the bill running from the clauses. First of all, Mr. Speaker, under clause 4, which deals with the first schedule of the bill, this is where we have provided for additional allocations, which will consist of various funds. And these funds, Mr. Speaker, are the funds which, as I've said, has been occasioned because of the delays in between the National Assembly and the Senate. Mr. Speaker, the additional funds are pursuant to the provisions of Article 201, 202 of the Constitution. The most of it, Mr. Speaker, is the fact that we are asking all our county governments, or rather we are supporting all our county governments to get additional funding. In this case, Mr. Speaker, each county government will get additional allocation from the national share, and this particular fund will be expected to be utilized for the purpose that it has. Under clause 5, Mr. Speaker, where it gives us the various streams of these additional conditional and unconditional allocations, we have got the one which I will want to speak specifically to, the ones which are relevant to the county that I represent, the county government of Bomet, where on the one hand we do not have, of course, under column B, allocations for purposes of additional or other construction of the county headquarters. Colleagues here have talked about funds which are allocated for purposes of industrial and aggregation parks in various counties. This, Mr. Speaker, is one allocation which, out of the 47 counties, 19 of them have so far benefited. And this particular allocation, Mr. Speaker, which is reflected under Schedule 5, under clause 5, sorry, will be expected to be utilized for good use. It was in the course of this particular allocation, to Speaker, expected that our respective counties at their level also avail in their budget the additional 250 million. I am aware, Mr. Speaker, that in the county of Bomet, this ought to have happened in the previous financial year, so that even though it is not among the 19 that has already benefited and those which will actually benefit from the passage of this bill, the allocation at the county level from the previous funds ought to have been utilized. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, because of what we have called the devolved corruption, the allocation of 50 million that had been put by the Assembly for this purpose has already been reallocated elsewhere because of the interest which the leadership at the county level have utilized. This particular bill will make sure that the 19 counties that are expected to benefit will benefit, and we look forward to making sure that once this 250 million is disbursed, those counties are to use that money to develop the industrial parks, to support the locals, to support the people of the respective counties, to get jobs and to add value to their produce from those industrial parks. The most important, and this is the one, Mr. Speaker, that all of us as members of this House support to the last coin, is with regards to the conditional allocation for county health promoters, CHPs. In this case, Mr. Speaker, this is one of the most critical support that we needed to do to help those who are in the first line of defense in our health facilities, within our villages. And these are the team that, Mr. Speaker, for the last over 2 years in the county government of Bomet, they have never gotten any payment from the county government. This allocation, Mr. Speaker, will ensure that at least this team gets appreciation for the work they are doing, supports the community, and continues also to be motivated, so that even though the allocation might not be sufficient enough to pay them for the work they are doing, they are appreciated and they will be able to continue. There is still the challenge of kitting. In most places, some of these community health promoters do not have kits. They actually risk their lives, they risk their health in their process of supporting the communities that they come from, and in this case, in most cases, in most counties, without any money that has been paid to them. This particular bill, Mr. Speaker, will ensure that this money gets to support them and ensures that we enhance the support of the health sector, which under the Constitution is a devolved function. Mr. Speaker, the conditional allocation for purposes of basic salary arrears for county governments also under the same clause is very critical. Most, if not all, county governments have got arrears in almost all the sectors of their employees. It is not only with regards to the health sector, but in this case, the health workers allocation, which is a conditional one in this case, is welcome. It's a welcome move. And I look forward to this money being disbursed so that those who are in our health facilities, whether they have arrears or not, are equally promoted to ensure that they continue supporting the health sector and the communities that they come from. Mr. Speaker, clause 7 and 8 of this particular bill, or rather from clause 6 of this particular bill, Mr. Speaker, provides that the cabinet secretary is expected at every 15th day of the month to publish what we call the transfers. In this case, it is expected that once this publication is done, we are able as a house to track and ensure that we are able to follow on the level of transparency and accountability, because these regular monthly updates which are required by this particular bill is to help us to get to know how much has been disbursed to this particular county, who among those who are in charge of those counties have responded by ensuring that they do an update of publication. And in this case, having them in the Kenya Gazette will ensure the transparency that we have. The unfortunate thing, Mr. Speaker, is that even though these disbursements, because the experience that we have had for the last financial year is that the disbursements have been done in good time, but we do not get the publications in good time and the gazettement to ensure that we're able to track, so that the allegations that we get across the board from among the governors that there are delays in disbursements do not become an issue, and we will thereafter be able to follow and ensure that the funds which have been disbursed are put into good use. And I wish this particular clause will be fully implemented by the cabinet secretary as well as the CECs from the relevant counties, sharing with the public on those disbursements. Clause 7 on the clause 8, sorry, Mr. Speaker, on this annual reporting equally speaks to the concerns that we have. Mr. Speaker, the schedules which we've been given, which I want you to allow me to just make comments, is because of the amount of the additional funds which we are going to be sending. This particular bill will make sure that the county government of Bomet will get an additional 491 million Kenya shillings. How I wish this amount would be used into good use. How I wish that what we have since lost, which is subject of investigation of over 1.6 billion, do not become another conduit for the additional monies which we are fighting for. Today, we are angels, as one colleague has said here, because we are fighting for additional revenues to be given to our counties. But tomorrow, when we speak and ask for proper use of resources and ask the county governments and our respective governors, when tomorrow I speak and ask Professor Barchok how he has abused the opportunity given by misappropriating funds, we are no longer angels, but in this case, Mr. Speaker, we will fight, we will speak so that whatever little resource that we extend to the county government, that amount is put to good use. If we are talking about 74 million towards community health promoters, those people must benefit from that money. We are talking about basic salary for health workers whose arrears are in billions of shillings. They should get the money once the amount is disbursed. When we are talking about RMLF 163 million, that is an additional amount being allocated to the county government of Bomet. How I wish they are able to speak about the allocations for the last financial year, because in most cases, the monies that are allocated are not utilized for purposes of construction of those roads, whether even in some instances to be as motorable as those which are done by other institutions. Mr. Speaker, this will be an opportunity for us to push for additional money, and I want to encourage the members of this House to also speak tomorrow to make sure that the monies they have sent is put into good use. Where there is abuse, let the law that we have in this country act so that we also ensure that our people get services for the monies that we send. Otherwise, as a House, we will be pushing for additional money. We will fight with the national government. We will fight with the National Assembly. We will ask for more money to go to our county governments. And as the rest of my colleagues here have said, that amount that is sent out will go into the pockets of the county governments, of the county governors and their friends. Because an additional amount of 491 million is not small amount of money. But we would want to see that a reflection of service delivery to the people, whether in terms of payment of salaries, whether in terms of service delivery to a number of the projects, which unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, those which are funded by other partners are visible. Those which are funded by the county governments are not feasible. We would like to call upon those people at the county government, led by the county governor and his team, to make sure that as we pass this bill, we want them to account up to the last coin. We want the people to feel the government and the resources that are sent. Mr. Speaker, I know and I want to encourage the colleagues in this House to make sure that we support and pass this bill so that at the end of the day, we will be having a reason to ask our county governments to account. And Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Honorable Senators, you recalled in the morning the business on the Honda paper was rescheduled, or was rearranged. So for the purpose of today's business in the afternoon, I want us to lay some papers and give notices of motion. Then we'll go back now to the debate of the bill. That's 5 minutes. Clerk.
Order number 5, papers.
Chair Sipak.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, the 27th of March, 2025. Reports of the Select Committee on County Public Accounts on the consideration of the reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements, Volume 1 and Volume 2, for Mombasa, Kwale, Kilifi, Tana River, Lamu, Taita Taveta, Garissa, Wajir, Mandera, Marsabit, Isiolo, Meru, Tharaka Nithi, Embu, Kitui, Machakos, Makueni, Nyandarua, Nyeri, Kirinyaga, Murang'a, Kiambu, Turkana, West Pokot, Samburu, Trans Nzoia, Uasin Gishu, Elgeyo Marakwet, Nandi, Baringo, Laikipia, Nakuru, Narok, Kajiado, Kericho, Bomet, Kakamega, Vihiga, Bungoma, Busia, Siaya, Kisumu, Homa Bay, Migori, Kisii, Nyamira, and Nairobi City County Executive for the financial year 2023-2024.
Okay, thank you. Do you have another paper?
Yes, Mr.
Okay,
Mr. Speaker, sir, with the indulgence, I also beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, 27th of March 2025. Reports of the Select Committee on County Public Accounts on the consideration of the reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements for Mombasa, Kwale, Kilifi, Tana River, Lamu, Taita Taveta, Garissa, Wajir, Mandera, Marsabit, Isiolo, Meru, Tharaka Nithi, Embu, Kitui, Machakos, Makueni, Nyandarua, Nyeri, Kirinyaga, Murang'a, Kiambu, Turkana, West Pokot, Samburu, Trans Nzoia, Uasin Gishu, Elgeyo Marakwet, Nandi, Baringo, Laikipia, Nakuru, Narok, Kajiado, Kericho, Bomet, Kakamega, Vihiga, Bungoma, Busia, Siaya, Kisumu, Homa Bay, Migori, Kisii, Nyamira, and Nairobi City County Assemblies for the financial year 2023-2024. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair, County Public Investments and Special Funds Committee.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, being 27th March 2025, the reports of the Select Committee on County Public Investments and Special Funds on the consideration of the audit report for the financial years 2023-2024 for Diani, Eldoret, Iten, Kapsabet, Kakamega, Kilifi, Kisii, Kinango, Kwale, Lamu, Lungalunga, Malindi, Mumias, Mwatate, Nyamira, Voi, and Wote municipalities. Further, Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, 27th March 2025. The reports of the Select Committee on County Public Investments and Special Funds on the consideration of the audit report for the financial year 2023-2024 for Busia, Kwale, Lamu, Malindi, Tavevo, Wote, Water and Sewerage Company Limited, and Eldoret, Gatanga, Gusii, Kakamega, Kapsabet Nandi, Kibwezi Makindu, Mbooni, Murang'a South, Murang'a, and Tana Water and Sewerage Companies Limited. Further, Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, 27th March 2025. The reports of the Select Committee on County Public Investments and Special Funds on the consideration of audit report for the financial year 2023-2024 for Busia County Health Services Fund, Kapsabet County Referral Hospital, Kisii County Teaching and Referral Hospital, Lamu County Referral Hospital, and Nyamira County Referral Hospital. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next is the Chairperson, Committee on Finance and Budget.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I do beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate, the today, 27th, report of the Standing Committee of Finance and Budget on the consideration of the County Government's Additional Allocation Bill, Senate Bill number 1 of 2025.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chairperson, County Public Accounts Committee.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that the Senate adopts the reports of the Select Committee on County Public Accounts on the consideration of the reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements, Volume 1 and Volume 2, for Mombasa, Kwale, Kilifi, Tana River, Lamu, Taita Taveta, Garissa, Wajir, Mandera, Marsabit, Isiolo, Meru, Tharaka Nithi, Embu, Kitui, Machakos, Makueni, Nyandarua, Nyeri, Kirinyaga, Murang'a, Kiambu, Turkana, West Pokot, Samburu, Trans Nzoia, Uasin Gishu, Elgeyo Marakwet, Nandi, Baringo, Laikipia, Nakuru, Narok, Kajiado, Kericho, Bomet, Kakamega, Vihiga, Bungoma, Busia, Siaya, Kisumu, Homa Bay, Migori, Kisii, Nyamira, and Nairobi City County Executives for the financial year 2023-2024, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, the 27th of March 2025, and approves the recommendations of the Committee on the financial statements and fiduciary risk assessment of the respective county executives for the financial year 2023-2024. Thank you.
Next, Chair, you have another notice?
Yes.
Give all your notices.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I also I beg to give notice of the following motion, that the Senate adopts the reports of the Select Committee on County Public Accounts on the consideration of the reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements for Mombasa, Kwale, Kilifi, Tana River, Lamu, Taita Taveta, Garissa, Wajir, Mandera, Marsabit, Isiolo, Meru, Tharaka Nithi, Embu, Kitui, Machakos, Makueni, Nyandarua, Nyeri, Kirinyaga, Murang'a, Kiambu, Turkana, West Pokot, Samburu, Trans Nzoia, Uasin Gishu, Elgeyo Marakwet, Nandi, Baringo, Laikipia, Nakuru, Narok, Kajiado, Kericho, Bomet, Kakamega, Vihiga, Bungoma, Busia, Siaya, Kisumu, Homa Bay, Migori, Kisii, Nyamira, and Nairobi City County Assemblies for the financial year 2023-2024, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, 27th of March 2025, and approves the recommendations of the Committee on the financial statements of the respective county assemblies for the financial year 2023-2024. Thank you.
Senator Osotsi, you also may need to move your motion.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to give notice that the Senate adopts the reports of the Select Committee on County Public Investments and Special Funds on the consideration of the audit report for the financial year 2023-2024 for Diani, Eldoret, Iten, Kapsabet, Kakamega, Kilifi, Kisii, Kinango, Kwale, Lamu, Lungalunga, Malindi, Mumias, Mwatate, Nyamira, Voi, and water municipalities, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, 27th March 2025, and approves the recommendations of the Committee on the financial statements of the respective municipalities for the financial years 2023-2024. Mr. Speaker, I also beg to give the motion that the Senate adopts this report of the Select Committee on the County Public Investment and Special Funds on the consideration of audit reports for the financial year 2023-2024 for A, Busia, Kwale, Lamu, Malindi, Tavevo, and Water and Sewerage Companies Limited, and B, Eldoret, Gatanga, Gusii, Kakamega, Kapsabet, Nandi, Kibwezi, Makindu, Mbooni, Murang'a South, Murang'a, and Tana Water and Sewerage Companies Limited, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, 27th March 2025, and approves the recommendations of the committee on the financial statements for the respective water service providers for the financial year 2023-2024. Mr. Speaker, I also beg to give notice that the Senate adopts the reports of the Select Committee on County Public Investments and Special Funds on the consideration of audit reports for the financial year 2023-2024 for Busia County Health Services Fund, Kapsabet County Referral Hospital, Kisii County Teaching and Referral Hospital, Lamu County Referral Hospital, and Nyamira County Referral Hospital, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, 27th March 2025, and approves the recommendation of the committee on the financial statements of respective county referral hospitals for the financial year 2023-2024. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Osotsi. Now, honorable members, having concluded on those notices of motion which the chair had directed that they be given, we will go back to order number 13, where we will allow members to still contribute to the bill that was being debated. And I will allow Senator Adan Dulo Fatuma. Give Senator the mic, clerk, please.
Okay.
You can move to the next seat, Senator Dulo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity, and I rise to support this particular bill. Mr. Speaker, before I speak to the bill, I wish to say something about an MCA who was shot last evening in Isiolo County as a result of escalating insecurity in Isiolo County, which is really taking a very serious dimension. Mr. Speaker, there is an MCA of Burat Ward in Isiolo County by the name Nicholas Lorot, who was shot last evening with 4 bullets. Fortunately, he survived, and he has several bullets that have launched in his shoulder. Mr. Speaker, there is so much insecurity that is happening in Isiolo, and I hope the CS should be able to move with speed and ensure that the situation has been contained. Because if our leaders are targeted, because the shooting, Mr. Speaker, happened at 7:30 p.m. in the evening in the middle of the CBD of Isiolo County, where there is insecurity, where there is security apparatus full-time. Something needs to be done. And I remember on the floor of this house, we have requested a serious overhaul of security apparatus in Isiolo, and nothing has happened up to now. Mr. Speaker, going to the bill, it looks like over the years we are just in this house lamenting because National Assembly has done this, National Assembly has done that. I mean, for how long are we going to cry in this house? Can we have a solution to the challenges we have in this house? Because we have several experiences even from other jurisdictions, Mr. Speaker, where Senate is independent of the National Assembly. Where I remember one time I traveled with Mutula Kilonzo Jr.
Senator Dulo, there is a point of order from Senator Samson Cherargei. What's your point of order, Senator?
Mr. Speaker, I raise understanding order 58. And I'm surprised. I thought Senator Dulo is the chair of National Security and Foreign Relations. She should be requesting the House to brief the House on the escalating insecurity in the country instead of blaming it elsewhere. Mr. Speaker, is it in order that understanding order 58 under the chairperson's report of the committee, you should be telling us what is happening, because the CS there is incompetent.
Senator Cherargei, did I hear you to rise under Standing Order 58?
On the statement by the chairpersons, sorry if it escaped my mind, Mr. Speaker.
Do you want the chair to remind you what Standing Order 58
yes, please.
says? Standing Order 58 speaks to during statement hour, a senator may, by the indulgence of the Senate, explain matters of a personal nature, although there is no question before the Senate.
No, Mr. Speaker, I don't know why Dulo is getting irritated, and yet she's the chairperson
Senator
of National
Cherargei,
Security.
You have raised your point as far as Senator Dulo being the chairperson of National Security. The chair is speaking, Senator Cherargei. You have raised your point as far as Senator Dulo being the chairperson of security, but you are out of order as regards the reference to Standing Order 58, and I believe Senator Dulo should be able to speak to that aspect as the chairperson of that committee, as she's very well. That's noted. Senator Dulo, proceed and
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I know where Senator Cherargei was going, but that is for another day. Mr. Speaker, in as much as I'm the chair of National Security, I have a right to talk and discuss matters affecting my people in Isiolo County. Mr. Speaker, let me proceed. Mr. Speaker, before I was interrupted by Senator Cherargei, I was going to support the bill on what is contained in the bill as far as first schedule is concerned.
Senator Boni, allow Senator Dulo to proceed. And Senator Dulo, I want to warn you that you should confine your comments and contributions to the bill that is before the House. Let you be guided by Standing Order 120 on the relevance of this. And the chair has directed as much. Proceed to contribute to this bill.
Mr. Speaker, much obliged by, anyway, let me not go there. Now, as far as the bill is concerned, Mr. Speaker, in the first schedule of MLR, Mr. Speaker, I can see Isiolo County has been allocated 190 million, which is a lot of money, Mr. Speaker. And I think as a country we are really going wrong, because you will see that the budget for roads is within the constituency, is within the county government, is within the national government. If this budget is consolidated in one basket, it will do a wonderful job. But as it is, Mr. Speaker, this money is not helping our people on the ground. And much of this money, Mr. Speaker, is going to Maram roads. There are no roads that are tarmacked. And those roads are swept away immediately after the rains, which means we are dipping into a hole that is not giving us any benefit at all. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, if you go to county government, they don't have even experience and expertise as far as roads are concerned. There are no engineers in those counties. The work of the engineers are done by CECs and chief officers and the contractors themselves. So, Mr. Speaker, I am really happy that this budget is allocated to Isiolo County. But I hope the county government of Isiolo should put this money in proper use, because I know there is a bridge that collapsed yesterday in Isiolo County as a result of rains, and they should be able to utilize this money to have a solution to it. Mr. Speaker, the second point I wanted to raise is on community health promoters. Mr. Speaker, our health staff in those counties, they are in pathetic situation. Mr. Speaker, they don't get salary, they don't get allowances, their remittance is not remitted to NHIF, not to NSSF. Mr. Speaker, how do you expect a member of staff who has not gotten salary for 2-3 months to attend to a patient? It's not possible, Mr. Speaker. And something needs to be done. We are happy that this money is going to the counties. But when this money hits the account of the county government, this money is diverted elsewhere. Mr. Speaker, as a house, We cannot just sit here and always talk about counties doing A, doing B, and doing C. You will see maybe the chair of Public Accounts Committee will speak to the reports of Public Accounts Committee. These governors, when they are asked to come and appear before the Public Accounts Committee or any other committee of oversight, none of them will appear. They will always give excuse. I've traveled to where I am sick, I am what, you know. Accountability is a big problem as far as a budget allocated to those counties are concerned. Mr. Speaker, on the headquarters, I remember I sat in a committee that allocated budget to the 5 counties that are financed by the national government. This was 2015. Up to date, Mr. Speaker, if I speak for Isiolo County, that building is a shell. That building is an eyesore. Mr. Speaker, 2015 to date, those are how many years down the line? We don't have offices. We are actually dipping into our pocket and paying rent to private individuals, while we should have actually prioritized in finishing that particular building. Mr. Speaker, we always get our priorities wrong. And I wish those who have been allocated, because I can see Isiolo has been allocated 150 million, they should utilize that money to actually finish that particular building. Mr. Speaker, the other point I wanted to speak to is County Industrial Park. As it has been indicated, there are only 19 counties that are financed. But you will see the governors all over now, they are running around looking for land where they can be able to fix industrial park. Even those who are not among the 19, Mr. Speaker, they are allocating budget to industrial park. And I think we need to have our priorities right. When you know our headquarters is not fixed, why do you run around fixing a park without a budget allocation? And I hope the Finance Committee should look into this and see those who already have budget in their allocated budget for that purpose in their budget are the only ones who should be actually given the 250 from national government. Mr. Speaker, on the projects that are actually pending, Mr. Speaker, there are so many projects that have stalled in this country. So many. And instead of, Mr. Speaker, finishing the projects that have stalled, even in the counties, the new governors, instead of finishing the projects that have been started, they'll abandon and start theirs. National government, you will see, instead of finishing the projects they have started, a very good one is equalization fund, Mr. Speaker. You will see there are so many projects under equalization fund that has been abandoned by the national government, Mr. Speaker. Those are the projects that should have helped our people, especially health centers, Mr. Speaker. I have several in my county that have stalled, Mr. Speaker, and up to now, almost 3, 4, 5 down the line, years down the line, they have not been completed. And I urge the department that is concerned with national government projects, they should be able to come up with projects that have stalled in all the counties so that we see how we can complete those projects. Mr. Speaker, 50.5 billion is a lot of money, and I must thank the Committee of Finance as far as this is this budget and this bill is concerned. And delay by national governments is not right, Mr. Speaker, because we cannot always keep on fighting. And we need to move with speed and ensure that we have taken care of our people and we have provided service delivery. Like today, I've just received a message, Isiolo County Referral Hospital. Out of the 5 dialysis, there is only 1 working. The 4, they have collapsed. They cannot be repaired. And yet, if you look at the budget of the county governments, health takes the chunk of the budget that is allocated to hospitals or health department. Mr. Speaker, we are not assisting our people in this country. We are not holding the governors accountable as far as budget allocated to them is concerned. It's high time we stopped lamenting we should take action on this budget allocated to county government. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Abbas.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. In the interest of time, I think I'll be very short. Honorable, I want to join my colleagues to support the bill. The most unfortunate thing is that this bill is coming when you have only 2 months to use the money. And so much to be done, a lot of money. I think this is as a result of our colleagues in the National Assembly who feels that they have the authority and honors to appropriate bills as they want and the money given the way they want. Honorable Speaker, the bill allocates has been agreed upon by both houses. But unfortunately, every given time, we go into stalemate just because of self-interest. And I think this will end for henceforth. Honorable Speaker, if I come back to the main things, issues to do with fuel levy is actually also a big problem. One thing is the counties are supposed to take care of municipalities and towns and all these places. The money given to Kura should go to even the counties. And then this RML thing, the National Assembly is mad about it, should go back to them. And they draw the other money for Kura, which is actually billions. Because it's actually the responsibility of the counties to take care of the municipalities, towns, and other areas within their jurisdictions. Two, Honorable Speaker, the additional fund contains money that is actually borrowed from our donors, the World Bank, the RIDA, government of the German Development Bank. This is loans. And you keep on every day extending, approving this bill, this money. And this is accruing interest to the Kenyan government and to the people of Kenya that we're going to pay the extra money now because of undue delays made by the National Assembly. And therefore, I think next time we will not be allowed this kind of business, Honorable Speaker, that these two houses must make a conversation on how best we will be able to handle these issues which can always become a contention. Honorable Speaker, one thing we have seen is that the audited accounts that we're using to base our equitable shares is 2021. While our Auditor General has tried the best, she tried her best, that she has audited all of his, the audit account now available is 2023-24. And therefore all equitable shares must be based on the most recently audited bills. Then just give us 3 years or 4 years backwards. This House must take note of that, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, if I come back to my county is getting about 82 million shillings for this additional fund. Hopefully it's going to be utilized. The one other thing, Honorable Speaker, is that the CAIB, Wajir has done a wonderful job there. There are big houses come up. But of course, now the CAIB in Wajir has no fund allocated. And what will happen? Those buildings will be stalled. And therefore, I think next time, money should be paid according to priorities and according to work pending and work done. So instead of giving to a new county to start a new building, it's better to finish the existing buildings so that the counties can be able to finish the assault project. Honorable Speaker, one thing I found is that as we call some of the counties, I have a county that has 146 stall projects. So you wonder, 146 stall projects, and some of the stall projects have only 500,000 to be committed. So you get surprised. Why can't governors are not taking seriously on this kind of businesses? That I think this House again, as the senators, we have to again come and make a conversation and agree upon on how best we will be able to compel the various respective governors to be able to complete this stall project. Honorable Speaker, last time I was making a conversation with some friends, and I found that the World Bank are quite concerned that the absorption rate for Kenya is only 8% of the money that has been given out. And this is the thing, we are not utilizing the fund even borrowed from from the donors. Honorable Speaker, one other business is that We have so many reports. Today we are laying so many reports from CPIC and PAC. These reports just go to shelf again. Are we auditing those reports? Are we following up the issues? Every committee has to follow up all these things, the concerns, so that at least we are able to achieve all that the concerns raised by CPAC and PAC, so that at least we can be able to follow our counties and hold responsible for everybody, and at least we also compel the institutions like EEC and the Auditor General and the COB at least to follow up these these issues that have been raised by the Senate. We have only 2 months to use this money, and we have got so many benny bills. These benny bills must be cleared, Madam Speaker. Using this same funnel. With those few remarks, I want to give my friend time. Thank you very much, and I support.
Senator Olekina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wish that all senators would be here to be able to help us unfold this crisis, because listening to my colleagues, I'm afraid that most of them do not understand that we have a serious problem. We are talking about the funds in this additional allocation bill, yet the National Assembly has also come up with their own version of the bill. Mr. Speaker, this is a crisis. You know, there was a famous movie, actually Apollo 13, space mission in 1970, where Jim Lowell came up with the phrase that Houston, we have a problem. Kenya, we have a problem. Right now, our counties will not be receiving the money because of the bickering between the two houses, the National Assembly and the Senate. We are discussing this bill for 2024. From taxpayers in Narok, that money should go to Narok. If that money is collected from taxpayers in Kajiado, that money should go to Kajiado. You know, it is important for us to fight for the rights of our people. And the only way we can be able to fight for the rights of our people is if we understand their problems. But when we don't understand their problems, and we are elected as senators to be on this house, and we are not there, Mr. Speaker, look at how many of us are here. This is a special sitting where all of us ought to be here so that we can fight for our resources to go to counties. But guess what? We are not here. Some of us are busy politicking outside, you know, fighting for 2027 as if you know tomorrow. I think it is important that we limit ourselves to the work that we are supposed to be doing. I'm concerned that we are here talking about all these schedules. There is a 10.2 billion shillings from the RMLF that counties are supposed to be dividing. I know my county of Narok is supposed to get about 270-something million. But will they really get that money if we are fighting back and forth? We have this bill here from the Senate. I'm happy that my colleague...
Let's raise all members. Senator Olekina, the chair would not have wished to interrupt your flow of thought, but because of the standing order, we cannot go beyond that. You will have a balance of 16 minutes when the House resumes at 2:30 p.m. to conclude on your remarks. Now, honorable senators, it's now 1 p.m. Time to adjourn the Senate. The Senate therefore stands adjourned until later today, Thursday, 27th of March, 2025 at 2:30 p.m.